So today I'm going to show you how to use a plastic bag to get puckers or bubbles or whatever you want to call them, wrinkles or whatever, out of your Jamberry nail wraps. And I've actually had these wraps on for about 3 days already, but I had a request for how to get those out, and so I started looking at mine to see if I had any, and I don't know if you can see on my index finger here, there are a couple little puckers at the top. If you kind of compare it to my middle finger, you'll see that the middle finger is smoother, and there are some puckers in this one. And again, I've had these on 3 days, and honestly, they look fine, and I haven't had any issues out of them. But because I did have a request for this, I decided I'll try to get those little bubbles out. So it's just a plastic bag. This is actually a snack size bag. You put it on your finger and kind of wrap it tight like that. Okay? And then take your hair dryer and apply some heat. I realized you might not be able to hear me over the hair dryer, so but you're applying heat with the hair dryer, and I like a lot of heat when I put my nails on, my wraps on, so and what this bag is doing is the plastic bag causes the heat to distribute more evenly, and it gets really hot. So I do it until it gets really hot. And then I just have my rubber cuticle pusher, and which I really love, and I'm just going to smooth it out, and it looks better to me. Can you tell? I do have on this finger also some bubbles. I don't know if you can see the bubble like right there. I noticed, I don't know how well you can see it in that video, or yeah, on the camera, so, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get that out too while I'm doing this. But again, I've had these on 3 days and it hasn't caused a problem, and at a distance, people really can't even see that. I know when we start inspecting our nails, you start picking out stuff like that, but I have learned to ignore that stuff. So, try to get it out now. And again, you heat it till it gets nice and hot. You mash it down, and then use the cuticle pusher to smooth it out. And it's gone. I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely looks different. It's gone. And of course, you can use the plastic bag if you get these little bubbles a lot. You can use it in your initial application and put that bag on for every nail that you apply to avoid getting those little puckers or bubbles or wrinkles or whatever. And oh, I know. One thing I wanted to remind you is when you do that, if you're doing it when you very first put them on, before you cut or file, you want to make sure they've cooled down. So since these are like, this one still feels really warm to me because I heat it so much, and then the plastic bag makes it even hotter. So you want to make sure that they're completely cool before you cut or file, because that can cause them to mess up if you're cutting them, and especially if you're filing them when they're still warm, then that can cause you to have issues with lifting, or like the edges kind of getting frayed. So you want to make sure they're cooled down before you do any of that. And that's all for today. Thanks.